What's up guys, Connor Daly here. I get a lot of questions about my helmet collection. I tend to put up pictures every now and then on my Instagram stories, stuff like that, and people want to see more about it. So I just decided I'll do a video. Let's go through every single one. Let's get a little bit of background on each one. Helmet trades, which helmets of mine I've used and where and why they're here and why they mean a lot to me. So let's check it out. All right, let's start with the olden days. Back in the day, we only really got one helmet a year. Now we get a lot more. These are my first GP3, GP2 helmets, which is now F2, F3. But this one right here was my near championship winning GP3 helmet in 2013. This helmet here was my GP3 helmet in 2012, but also the first helmet that I drove a Formula One car with. So that's obviously means a lot to me. I have the F1 gloves here. I have the visor strip off of the visor that I didn't get to keep. And also a mirror from the car that I drove that year because I crashed it into the sea almost in Monaco. So this one is pretty special. This one was my GP2 helmet in Monaco when I was only really just doing a few races, but pretty special. Did full on, Lucky Charms guy on a boat. We did a roulette wheel. We did all kinds of things. Matte white that ended up being really cool. Meant a lot to have these helmets as a part of my European racing career. All right, so this shelf right here, we have the OG original success days and then my successes of IndyCar. This was the helmet right here that I won, I think, several Pro Mazda races en route to the Pro Mazda Championship. This was the helmet that I also used that year. I think I got two. And so again, Pro Mazda Champion 2010. Both of these helmets, I think it was actually the first year that I got two helmets, so I was very excited about that. This trophy is from the Long Beach Grand Prix when I won the Indy Lights race. Fun fact, I actually don't have that helmet. The Long Beach Grand Prix helmet from 2011 when I won my first Indy Lights race, I traded that to Marco Andretti, and you'll see Marco Andretti's helmet in a second. But that's the only helmet from like a big win that I actually don't have. And then moving on, we have the IndyCar success rack. We have several other things that are kind of interesting as well. Obviously, my first IndyCar podium, second place in Detroit, means a lot. We have the flag from the Long Beach Grand Prix, but mainly this is a helmet video. So this helmet was my first IndyCar pole at Iowa. So we've got the first podium, first pole, along with the trophy, and got the gloves here as well. So again, two very successful moments for me in IndyCar, and that's why they're on these two shelves. All right, so up next, we have my very, very, very first Indy 500. 2013, I was a young lad. The helmet looks like it's gone through a war. This is obviously pre-Aeroscreen era. The Indy 500 helmets, you just took them off your head after the race and you put them on the shelf. That's what happened to me several times. This one obviously for sure was gonna mean the most. We wore through the visor strip on the top of it. Had my first Indy 500 Lucky Charms Leprechaun on the back. 2015 was the race that I caught on fire before it even started. But I then went on to use that helmet in several other IndyCar races in 2015, filling in for James Hinchcliffe. The Smithfield Special, I don't know if people remember that. I put the gloves with it too. And I also have the gloves that I wore, the red gloves to honor Mr. James Hinchcliffe and Greg Moore. This helmet obviously is a very special one. The 100th running of the Indianapolis 500. It's very special to me because obviously it's the 100th. Got also the Snake Pit DJs on the back. I think I only managed to get 3 or 4 signatures. I usually try to get all of them, but I can't really ever get all of them. So we've got Zed's Dead autograph. We've got DJ Mustard's autograph. Pretty cool to be able to have this helmet as a part of my collection. We now have the 2017-2018 Indy 500. Two very different 500s for me. 2017 was a year that I crashed, but I did get AJ Foyt to sign this helmet, which was really cool. I never got AJ to sign anything for me, like when I drove for him. And I was like, well, I'm a big race fan. Like, I'm a big racing fan. So I asked him only a year ago, I said, hey man, would you mind signing this helmet? And he doesn't really sign helmets. And he did, so I'm gonna keep this one forever. But it's probably the only thing that AJ Foyt has also signed with Marshmello and RL Grime and Zed and Action Bronson. Very, very famous DJs, along with one of the most famous racing drivers of all time. The 2018 Indy 500, obviously, very, very important year for me. I was not full-time. I had to make the race. We barely made the race. This was full-on Air Force. We had the oxygen mask, the Thunderbird logo up top. I had to deal with Monster Energy. I thought it was the coolest thing ever. I basically sold every inch of the helmet because I was poor and I was 6 figures in debt after this event. But we were in the race, so that's all that matters. And sadly, I only got one DJ signature on the back of this one from the Snake Pit, Diplo. The Air Force as my sponsor was one of the coolest. That was one of the coolest partnerships. 2019, I was driving for Andretti Autosport. Giant eagle on the top, obviously for America. 2 signatures on the back. We've got Elenium and Chris Lake, straight out of the track. It's got rubber still on it. It looks like it was beat to death, but that was my first top 10 finish at the Indy 500. So, and then we have 2020, which absolutely sucked. It was a complete disaster this year. We had the very, very bright orange car. We crashed first year with the aero screen, so the helmet doesn't even look like it was used. We had a very, very amazing Lucky Charms Leprechaun on the back. Not a ton of meaningful activities with this one. This one has a lot of meaning to it. Led the most laps of the Indy 500 with this one. To me, this is the race that I really do believe that we had a very good shot at winning. Very specifically designed around an Air Force plane, an old school Air Force plane. Historic US Air Force stats on top. TJ, my helmet painter, did such an incredible job. Octane visual. We sold every inch of it once again because we have to try to make money as a race car driver, and sometimes drivers are grossly underpaid. So this is what you do, you sell every inch of it. Yeah, this was my best finish at the Indy 500. So this one means a lot. We finished 6th. Led some of the race, competed at the front. This one I wanted to go kind of crazy, a little bit neon. All the Snake Pit artists, the Snake Pit was finally back. We got the Yarder bricks on top with the number 20, obviously that I was there. This helmet was a party helmet. And again, signatures. Steve Aoki, Martin Garrix, Deadmau5, and Yellow Claw. So we got almost all the signatures. I always miss at least one, so Galantis, if you watch this video, which I don't think you are, I need your signature on this one. This is for the 90s kids. We did the Blockbuster up top, Legends of the Hidden Temple, if anyone ever watched that. We did Rocket Power Skateboard. This font for my name, I forget what my helmet painter said it was, but I think you'll recognize it from a certain show. Tetris pieces, just a little Tetris pieces. Obviously everyone played Tetris as a youth. Game Boy Colors. This slime, a lot of people don't know, Slime Time Live. I did Slime Time Live when I was 10 or 11 years old on Nickelodeon. If anyone ever finds a clip of that, please let me know. And this helmet this year got really beat up. I don't know what was going on behind my head, but this classic color scheme on the paper cups that we used to use back in the day. And we got Jaws, my buddy Sam. We got DJ Diesel. Oh wait, he didn't play, so Valentino Khan signed it there instead because Shaq didn't show up. Subtronics as well. Got to get Cascade and John Summit to sign it. But yeah, very, very cool helmet. I really like this one. And again, another top 10 at the Indy 500. So P8 with this one. This rack here, very, very special rack. Race fans, I think you will recognize at least several people from this rack.